At $25 a pop, oboe reeds are way too expensive to be throwing away every single week. Most beginners are destroying their reeds by making completely preventable mistakes. Today I'm going to walk you through 5 easy ways to care for your reeds so that they last longer and save you money. You need to make sure that you are hyper aware of the space around your reed so that you don't knock it into anything. That includes making sure you don't hit it on a music stand when you put it down, or hit it on your tooth when you're putting it into your mouth, or letting anybody walk by and run into your reed. Always make sure that there's a safe space around your reed. Something else you need to think about is making sure your mouth is clean when you use your instrument. So it's best if you can brush your teeth and really clean out any food that might be in there so you're not putting it into your reed and your instrument. But if you can't do that, then just get some water and swish really good to try to clean your mouth out. And don't wear lipstick. Next on our list is soaking the reeds properly. So my favorite thing to use is this little Tupperware container because it has a lid. And so when I'm finished with rehearsal, I don't have to figure out what to do with this little cup of water. I can just put the lid on and throw it in my bag and dump it out later when I get to a sink. And it also has lines on it, which helps me know how much water to put in it. But if you don't happen to have one of these, you can use a film canister or a pill bottle or a shot glass or just any little container about this size. I use lukewarm water if it's available to me. Sometimes if all I have access to is a drinking fountain, the cold water works too. So I'll just take my reed, and you never want to drop it in because it will break the tip. So you just very carefully set it in. You fill the water so it comes just past where the strings are. And then how long you leave it in there really depends on where you live. For me, I live in a pretty dry climate, so if it's a reed I haven't used in a while, it'll probably take me 10 minutes to get it soaked. If I've used it earlier that day or even the day before, it doesn't take quite as long. But if you live in a more humid environment, it might only take 2 minutes. So you'll just have to experiment and see what works for you. You know it's been soaking long enough if it vibrates easily. Sometimes the reed itself might just be too hard, and that's why it isn't vibrating. So you can download my free reed evaluation checklist in the description so that you can tell if it's a problem with the reed or if it just hasn't soaked long enough. If you soak it too long, then it gets waterlogged and then it doesn't vibrate easily either. So it's just something you kind of have to experiment with and see what works. When you're finished playing, to take the reed out of your oboe, make sure you grab it by the cork and not the cane or the wooden part. And pull it out by the cork. And then, to get the extra water out, blow from the cork end and brush the water that comes out off of the tip. Doing this will keep it dry and help reduce issues with things like mold, because nobody wants to play on a moldy reed. It's also really important to store your reeds properly. You want to use an actual reed case, not the shipping containers. These are great for shipping, not for storing. Throw them away. I think a lot of instruments come with a little 3-reed case like this one. My reeds are looking kind of ugly right now. They have some leaks. And if you're wondering about this tape, you can check out my video about how to fix a leaky reed. So the difference between these and one of these shipping containers is it lets airflow around them to get them to dry better. And it also doesn't touch the tip at all so that that fragile tip doesn't get ruined. But that's my 3-reed case. And then I also have a bigger case like this. This particular one I bought so long ago that I couldn't find a direct link to it, but I can link similar ones down in the description. So this one is a 12-reed case, and you can even get away with sticking some English horn reeds in there. The same thing as the 3-reed. It gives enough space for a little airflow so they can dry out, and this one actually has a little indent here by the tips to keep them even more protected. So if you get a case like one of these, it will help your reeds last longer than if you use the shipping container it came in. Taking care of your reeds saves you money, but if you want to save even more, you can learn to make your own reeds. You can get all of the tools and supplies you need to make your own reeds for less than the price of about 5 reeds. I can show you everything you need to get for your reed kit in this video I'll link right here.